With the announcement of Pokemon Sun and Moon being a little less than a month ago, gives us a lot of time to ask a ton of questions. And one of the most common questions that a lot of people have been asking recently is, what are the possible new megas going to be in Pokemon Sun and Moon? Now, some people are speculating that there won't even be any megas in Sun and Moon due to the new synergy or burst crystals, whatever you want to call them. But I have a good feeling that if they're going to continue the trend from Gen 6 and still tell the same story from it, they're probably going to include new Mega Evolutions. So today, HDVee and I are here to bring you guys the top 10 possible Mega Evolutions for Pokemon Sun and Moon. And speaking of which, over on HDVee's channel, we actually did another video, which is technically like a part 2 to this, which is the top 10 least likely Pokemon to get a Mega Evolution in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So if you want to check that out, the link to that will be on the description in a card as well, and an annotation for you guys who are on mobile. Like I said, links in the description. Check all that out. Check out HDVee's channel as well. It's down there. And with that, let's get right into the theory. So coming in at number 10, we have Solrock and Lunatone both tying in there, because obviously if you include one, you got to include the other. Now, the one thing to note about Solrock and Lunatone, I think everybody kind of knows why these are on here. It's not really a secret. It's more so just because it is the Sun and the Moon Pokemon. Does that really mean they deserve an evolution? Hell yeah, in my opinion. I think, why not, dude? Why not? Just include it for the fun of it, because one of them is Sun, one of them is Moon. Include only one evolution in each of the games, make them version exclusive, do something like that, make them have a crazy cool design. And honestly, the reason why they deserve it, I guess if you want to say they deserve it, is just literally, like I said, because they're the Sun and Moon Pokemon, and they can make it similar to like Charizard X and Y, or they can make it like Mewtwo X and Y, maybe give like Solrock a specific Sun evolution and Lunatone a specific Moon evolution, and then, you know, go from there. I don't know, just why not include it on the list, man?
Coming in at number 9, we have the Johto Stars. Now one may ask, why out of all of the starters that have yet to get Megas, why do the Johto Stars get Megas first? Well, to first support our reasoning behind that, it's rather simple. You've got the Kanto starters with Mega Evolutions already, you've got the Hoenn starters with Megas already, so why not finish up the first 3 generations and give the Johto Stars a Mega Evolution? Plus, a little while back they gave away the 3 Johto Stars to existing and new users of Pokebank. Now, with the fact in mind that they are also going to be using Pokebank a lot in Sun and Moon, primarily with the link feature that allows you to transfer Pokemon from the 3DS versions of Red, Blue and Yellow, thanks to the short clip we saw in the Pokemon Direct, they might have been trying to hint at or foreshadowing the Johto Stars getting Mega Evolutions. I don't know, not really the most well supported reasoning, but it's something to work off of, and you know, everyone wants these anyway because the designs are just looking so fresh. So Game Freak, please make it happen.
Now coming in at number 8, we have Frostlast. To say the least, out of all ice types that exist, I wouldn't say that Frostlast is the most deserving one to get a Mega Evolution, but there's more so a justice factor that applies to this one in particular. First of all, in Gen 3 we were introduced to possibly one of the most derpy but yet adorable ice types in existence, Snorunt. Snorunt then goes from looking like an extremely happy piece of cheese with eyes and feet to looking like a badass killer snowball that will just eat you and shit you out as an icicle after it's finished with you. In Gen 6, Glalie got a Mega Evolution and it became even more badass than before, and it absolutely destroys in competitive play and even in Game 2. But then in Gen 4, we had the introduction of the second evolution of Snorunt, or the counterpart to Glalie, which was Frostlast. But somehow, this Pokemon was such a unique typing, may I add, Ghost Ice. It's so unique! How is there only one Pokemon with this typing? But yeah, not to mention, with the lack of love for this typing, they also didn't give it a Mega Evolution, but they gave Glalie one. Now, what makes this Pokemon more deserving of a Mega than any other ice type? Honestly, the one thing I will say is out of all the ghost types that got Megas, I feel as if this one could have been a good candidate for it. Maybe, you know, maybe take out Bayonet or something like that. I know Bayonet's really, really good and competitive with Prankster and Willow and all that, but I don't know. I love Bayonet and I love its Mega, but if there's only 3 ghost types that could have gotten Megas in Gen 6, why couldn't the most unique one of all get one too, you know? But this can mean something. This could mean that if they decided to introduce a stone-based evolution for Snorunt 1 year after it was announced originally, with that being the Dawnstone for Frostlast, this could mean that they could do another one this time around, with Mega Frostlast being a different type of stone evolution, still the same concept. I think it's totally possible, and honestly, this thing even may be a bit frail, but I still think aesthetically, it would please most of us. And at least I know I'd be really pleased if this thing got one. I was still pleased with Beta, but seriously, I'd rather take this over Beta any day. I'm sorry.
Coming in at number 7, we have Kingdra. Now, Kingdra is the only non-legendary Pokemon with the unique typing of Water and Dragon, so would have a huge possibility of getting a Mega Evolution. Kingdra is already incredibly broken after setting up a Focus Energy when holding the Scope Lens, seeing as it gets critical hit 100% of the time. I know I'd definitely be scared if I saw a Kingdra on my side of the field with a Draco Meter and Hydro Pump. I mean, there's just, when you give him an agility as well, he's just, you may as well just run because it's just not going to happen anytime soon, you winning that game. Anyway, pair this with a faster, bulkier Kingdra thanks to Mega Evolution, and this thing becomes a huge force to be reckoned with even more than before.
Now for number 6, we have Krookodile. The only thing that could probably make Krookodile even more badass at this point is either a Mega Evolution or some Deal With It shades. Actually, why not both? And it's a new Mega Evolution form. We could have it with some badass Deal With It shades, and it could be some crazy massive muscular steroided Krookodile, and you know, that, I don't know, that would be pretty damn awesome. I think I've got to admit, I'd be perfectly okay with that if we got a design like that.
Coming in at number 5, we have the punching Pokemon Machamp. Machamp is a huge favourite of Gen 1. Giving it a Mega Evolution with more arms would just make fans love it even more. Machamp already gets access to No Guard, and being able to land Dynamic Punch 100% of the time already makes it difficult to play against. Choice Scarf Machamp is already horrible, but getting a Mega Evolution and gaining more speed and attack and more bulk would just make Machamp even more disgusting, and he'll probably grow quadruple the amount of arms, and I mean, I do not want to go up against that any time of the day of the week.
Alright, now for number 4. As most people know, Game Freak has officially confirmed that they once had the idea and motive in mind of giving a Mega Evolution to Flygon. But the whole idea was supposedly scrapped and thrown out the window when they apparently couldn't come up with a good design. So, I don't know what to say about that, Game Freak, but I mean, I just gotta say, you did make a Pokemon out of a pile of garbage, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was a similar design to what they had drawn up for Mega Flygon. But for real though, if Flygon were to get a Mega, I'm sure Game Freak would want to have as much time and dedication put into it as possible, seeing as it is one of the most iconic Generation 3 Pokemon, as well as Game Freak has done an incredible job with most of the Pokemon designs so far for the Mega Evolutions. I have pretty good trust in them that they'll obviously know what they're doing when making a revamped design for this thing, and hopefully we'll actually see it in Sun and Moon. Plus, if they already have the idea in mind, then I don't really know what stops them from implementing it in Sun and Moon, to be honest, as they've already had an extra 2 years since then to work on it, so by the time Sun and Moon comes out, we might just see it happen.
At number 3, we have Staraptor. Staraptor having access to a Mega Evolution gives it the opportunity to become the first dual typing of flying and fighting. Staraptor also gets access to close combat, which is one of the strongest fighting type moves in the game, meaning that this would become a stab move, meaning, oh no, that bird has arms and is coming for my team, help me please.
Now, coming in at number 2, I hope that I get some praise down in the comments section for this one, because I know a lot of you are going to love this. We have the one and only Luxray. Luxray is a huge fan favorite in the Pokemon community, and a large amount of people have been wanting it to get a Mega Evo since Mega Evolution was announced in Gen 6. Giving a Mega Evolution to this Pokemon also gives it a huge opportunity to be the first Dark Electric type. Seeing as Luxray's design already screams that it should be one and it looks like one, it only makes sense to take this route with that Pokemon. Having access to a Dark typing would enable Luxray's Crunch to gain Stab, and seeing as it is most likely to get a boost in speed and attack a little bit when a Mega evolves, Luxray will become a huge threat towards both Psychic and Ghost type Pokemon now.
Number 1, we have Arcanine and Ninetails. The reason these are both at number 1 is because giving one a Mega Evolution would not be fair on the other. Beedrill and Butterfree have already gone down that path, and that just wasn't fair on Butterfree at all. I mean, Beedrill was pretty cool, but Butterfree could definitely have had a lot of potential in that aspect. Anyway, I'm going off topic right now. Arcanine is a huge threat in the competitive scene. It gets access to Morning Sun, Close Combat, Wild Charge, Flare Bliss, all that good stuff. It gets Intimidate, all the things that you want in a decent competitive Pokemon. Gets crazy good priority and extreme speed. And Ninetales on the other hand gets Drought, so that makes fire moves just 30% better in every aspect. I would really like to see these two get a Mega Evolution, and I know a lot of people would be behind me saying that as well.
Now, one thing I may add in with Arcanine and Ninetails, the reason why I think that these guys are the most deserving to get Mega Evolutions is that based upon the fact that I feel like X and Y in some ways represents or mirrors Kanto, and as Sun and Moon will sort of do the same thing with Johto and represent it in some way, I guess that's why they gave a lot of Kanto Pokemon Mega Evolutions, and specifically the starters in X and Y. Now, if they're going to give a lot of the Kanto Pokemon Mega Evolutions, why not give one of the most fan favorite ones from that generation a Mega Evolution? I can safely say, I think anyway, that Arcanine is the favorite Pokemon over Ninetales, but I can definitely tell you that if one gets one, the other one has to, and if not, well then, I guess I'll be joining that dark corner that Butterfree's in, all alone and sad and crying at night because he didn't get a Mega Evolution. But with that being said, that is the top 10 for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you did enjoy the top 10 possible Megas in Pokemon Sun and Moon. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Once again, go check out HDVee's channel. The link to that can be found in the description. And make sure to also go check out part 2, or like his version of this, which is actually the top 10 least likely Megas in Sun and Moon. Go check that out on his channel. Again, link in the description and on screen. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! This is Spectre by, Oh, shut his video, let's go! Fuck yeah! Oh, yeah! Let's go, man! Finally, this little pink bastard appears, man! Let's go! Sun and Moon connects perfectly with X and Y as if it were a sequel. Both of these are different theories on their own, but tie everything together so perfectly that words can't even explain. Now, without any further introductions, let's get straight into the theory for today. There's a possibility that the Sun... Luxray will become a huge threat towards both Psychic and Ghost type Pokemon now, as opposed to its regular super effectiveness against water. I think that's the only thing. Oh, and flying. Yeah, totally the most.
Saved it.
This is not a scripted top 10. I promise. Just include that part of the end of the video.